Did you know that as we age, our bodies become more sensitive to certain foods that we may have eaten without a second thought in our younger years? While food can be a source of comfort, joy, and even nostalgia, some foods can pose hidden dangers, especially for older adults. From digestive issues to choking hazards, food poisoning risks to heart health concerns. What we put on our plate matters now more than ever. As someone who has lived through decades of changing diets, evolving health trends, and personal experiences with food, I want to share the wisdom that many older adults have learned the hard way. Avoiding these 8 dangerous foods can help protect your health, preserve your quality of life, and ensure that every meal is both enjoyable and safe. 1. Deli meats and processed meats, a silent threat to your heart. There was a time when a simple ham and cheese sandwich felt like the perfect lunch, easy, satisfying, and familiar. Many of us grew up with the comforting taste of cold cuts stacked between slices of bread. But as we age, what once seemed harmless can quietly become one of the biggest threats to our health. Deli meats and processed meats, including bacon, sausages, and hot dogs, are loaded with sodium, preservatives, and nitrates. These ingredients don't just enhance flavor or extend shelf life, they can slowly deteriorate the body from within. For older adults, high sodium intake is particularly dangerous, leading to elevated blood pressure, increased strain on the heart, and a heightened risk of stroke. Even if you don't feel the effects immediately, the damage accumulates over time. Many seniors have found themselves in a cycle of declining health, unaware that something as ordinary as a turkey sandwich could be a contributing factor. A dear friend of mine, a man who had always prided himself on maintaining an active lifestyle, was shocked when his doctor warned him about his dangerously high blood pressure. He had never been one to overindulge in sweets or fried foods, but his love for deli meats had been quietly working against him. It wasn't until he made the choice to cut them out that he truly felt the difference. His energy improved, his blood pressure stabilized, and his risk of heart disease dropped. Beyond the sodium, the preservatives found in processed meats have been linked to chronic inflammation, a condition that not only weakens the immune system, but also contributes to arthritis, diabetes, and even certain cancers. It's unsettling to think that something as simple as a slice of salami could fuel inflammation in the body, making everyday aches and pains worse. The good news is that change is possible at any age. Swapping out processed meats for freshly cooked alternatives, grilled chicken, roasted turkey, or plant-based proteins, can make a profound difference. It's not just about avoiding something harmful. It's about choosing something better. And in the end, the small adjustments we make today can give us the gift of more tomorrows. 2. Raw sprouts, a bacterial breeding ground. There is something undeniably appealing about the idea of eating fresh raw sprouts. They are crisp, light, and often seen as a symbol of healthy eating, tiny greens that add a nutritious crunch to sandwiches and salads. But for older adults, these seemingly innocent sprouts can carry risks that few people ever consider until it is too late. Unlike most vegetables, sprouts grow in warm, moist conditions, the very environment where bacteria thrive. Harmful pathogens like Salmonella, E. coli, and Listeria can easily contaminate them during the growing process. Unlike other fresh produce, simply washing sprouts is not enough to eliminate these invisible threats. The bacteria can be embedded deep within the sprout itself, making it impossible to fully clean. For seniors whose immune systems may not be as strong as they once were, a foodborne illness from contaminated sprouts can be devastating. What might cause mild discomfort for a younger person can quickly escalate into severe dehydration, kidney failure, or even hospitalization for an older adult. I once knew a woman who took great pride in her healthy diet. She believed in eating organic, raw foods and was always mindful of what she put on her plate. One evening, she added a handful of sprouts to her salad, just as she had done many times before. Within hours, she fell ill with severe stomach cramps, nausea, and an unshakable weakness that left her bedridden for days. The doctors confirmed that she contracted a foodborne illness from contaminated sprouts. She had always thought of food poisoning as something minor, something that passed in a day or two. But for her, it was a long and exhausting recovery, one that made her rethink everything she assumed about healthy eating. The truth is, food safety matters just as much as nutrition. Choosing alternatives like cooked spinach, kale, or romaine lettuce provides the same vitamins and minerals without the risk. As we age, being selective about what we eat is not just about living longer, it's about living well, with strength and resilience to enjoy every moment. 3. Unpasteurized dairy, a dangerous gamble. For many, the idea of fresh, unpasteurized dairy conjures up nostalgic images of a simpler time. Milk delivered in glass bottles, homemade cheeses, and the rich, creamy taste of something pure and unprocessed. Some even believe that raw milk and cheeses hold superior nutritional benefits, offering enzymes and probiotics lost in pasteurization. But beneath this romanticized notion lies a risk that can be particularly dangerous for older adults. Unpasteurized dairy products have not gone through the heating process that kills harmful bacteria such as Listeria, Salmonella, and E. coli. While younger individuals with strong immune systems may be able to fight off a mild case of foodborne illness, seniors are far more vulnerable. The aging body does not recover from infections the way it once did, and something as seemingly minor as a stomach bug can turn into a serious health crisis. Listeria, in particular, is a silent but deadly threat. It can take weeks before symptoms appear, making it difficult to trace the source of the illness. For older adults, listeriosis can lead to complications such as severe dehydration, neurological damage, and even death. I recall a neighbor, a kind and spirited man, who prided himself on eating only natural, wholesome foods. He had grown up drinking raw milk on his family farm and saw no reason to stop in his later years. One day, he fell suddenly and inexplicably ill, feverish, weak, and unable to keep food down. What started as flu-like symptoms quickly turned into a hospital stay. The culprit? A bacterial infection from unpasteurized cheese. His body, once resilient, no longer had the strength to fight off what his younger self might have overcome with ease. His recovery was long and difficult, a stark reminder that no food is worth risking one's health. The good news is that safer alternatives exist. Pasteurized dairy products still provide all the essential nutrients, calcium for strong bones, protein for muscle maintenance, without the risk of bacterial contamination. Aging well is about making choices that support longevity, strength, and vitality. Choosing safety over tradition is not a loss. It is a step toward ensuring that every meal nourishes rather than endangers the life you have worked so hard to build. 4. Grapefruit, a hidden risk for medication interactions. Grapefruit has long been praised for its refreshing taste and high vitamin C content. For many, it is a breakfast staple, a bright and tangy way to start the day. But what few realize is that this seemingly harmless fruit can pose a serious risk, especially for older adults who rely on daily medications to manage their health. What makes grapefruit dangerous is not its taste or acidity, but the way it interacts with certain drugs, altering how they are absorbed and processed by the body. Unlike most fruits, grapefruit contains compounds that interfere with enzymes in the liver responsible for breaking down medications. Instead of being metabolized at a normal rate, Some drugs accumulate in the bloodstream, leading to dangerously high levels, while others become less effective, leaving medical conditions poorly managed. Blood pressure medications, cholesterol lowering statins, and even certain heart drugs can all be affected. For some, this interaction can lead to dizziness, muscle pain, internal bleeding, or even life threatening complications such as sudden drops in blood pressure or kidney damage. I once knew a woman who had always been mindful of her diet, choosing fresh fruit over processed sweets. Every morning, she enjoyed half a grapefruit alongside her prescription medications, unaware of the silent risk it posed. Over time, she began to experience unexplained weakness and severe muscle pain, something she initially attributed to aging. It was only after a routine checkup revealed dangerously high levels of her medication in her system that the true cause was uncovered. Her daily grapefruit had been preventing her body from processing her medicine properly. What she thought was a healthy habit had been quietly working against her health. The danger of grapefruit is not widely discussed, yet it affects so many. The safest choice is to check with a doctor or pharmacist before consuming it, especially if taking long term medications. Fortunately, there are plenty of alternatives. Oranges, apples, and berries provide the same refreshing burst of flavor without interfering with essential treatments. The goal is not to live in fear of food, but to make informed choices that allow us to stay strong, independent, and in control of our well being. 5. Raw or undercooked eggs, a serious food poisoning risk. There is something comforting about the foods we have enjoyed for a lifetime. Soft boiled eggs for breakfast, homemade mayonnaise, or the simple pleasure of licking the spoon after mixing cookie dough. These small moments connect us to childhood memories, family traditions, and the joy of home cooked meals. But as we grow older, the risk associated with undercooked or raw eggs become far greater than we might realize. Eggs are one of nature's most nutritious foods, packed with protein, vitamins, and essential nutrients. However, when eaten raw or undercooked, they can carry a hidden danger: salmonella, a bacteria that can cause severe food poisoning. While younger individuals may recover from a mild case of salmonella with little more than an upset stomach, the consequences for older adults can be far more serious. A weakened immune system makes it harder to fight off infections, and what begins as nausea or diarrhea can quickly escalate into dehydration, fever, and dangerous complications affecting the heart or kidneys. I remember a dear friend who loved making her own salad dressings, whisking together raw eggs with olive oil and lemon juice. She had been doing it for years, never once thinking about the risks. One evening, after enjoying a homemade Caesar salad, she became violently ill. The symptoms were relentless: stomach cramps, chills, weakness that left her barely able to get out of bed. Days passed before she regained her strength, but the experience changed the way she thought about food safety. She never imagined that something as simple as an egg could bring her so close to a medical emergency. The good news is that enjoying eggs doesn't have to mean taking unnecessary risks. Cooking eggs thoroughly, whether scrambled, hard boiled, or poached, eliminates the bacteria without sacrificing their nutritional value. For recipes that call for raw eggs, pasteurized egg products offer a safe alternative. Making mindful choices in the kitchen is not just about avoiding illness, it is about protecting our well being, allowing us to enjoy the foods we love while safeguarding our health for years to come. 6. High-mercury fish, a silent brain toxin. For generations, fish has been praised as one of the healthiest foods we can eat. It is rich in protein, low in unhealthy fats, and packed with omega-3 fatty acids that support heart and brain health. Many seniors grew up believing that eating fish regularly was the key to longevity, and in many ways, that is true. But not all fish are created equal. Some, especially those high in mercury, can pose a hidden danger, one that accumulates slowly over time, affecting memory, balance, and overall well being. Mercury is a toxic heavy metal that makes its way into the ocean and builds up in certain fish, particularly large predatory species like swordfish, king mackerel, shark, and tilefish. When consumed in excess, mercury does not simply pass through the body, it accumulates in tissues where it can damage the nervous system. For older adults whose bodies may take longer to process toxins, prolonged exposure can lead to memory loss, cognitive decline, and even tremors or coordination problems that increase the risk of falls. I once knew a man who prided himself on his healthy diet, eating fish multiple times a week. He believed it was the secret to staying sharp. Yet over the years, he began noticing subtle changes. He would forget simple things, lose his train of thought in conversations, and feel an unexplainable sense of fatigue. Doctors ruled out common causes until one asked about his diet. Tests later confirmed elevated mercury levels in his system, traced back to his regular consumption of high mercury fish. He had unknowingly been harming the very thing he was trying to protect, his brain. The solution is not to avoid fish entirely, but to choose wisely. Low mercury options like salmon, cod, tilapia, and trout still provide the benefits of omega-3s without the risks. For seniors, eating the right kind of fish is not just about nutrition. It is about preserving mental clarity, independence, and the ability to fully enjoy the years ahead. The choices we make today can shape the quality of life we experience tomorrow. 7. Fried foods, a slow poison for your heart and joints. There is something undeniably satisfying about fried food. The crisp, golden crunch of fried chicken, the irresistible taste of French fries, the comforting warmth of onion rings. These foods bring back memories of family gatherings, childhood treats, and meals shared with friends. But while the taste may be familiar, the effects they have on the aging body are far more insidious than many realize. Fried foods are loaded with unhealthy fats, particularly trans fats and saturated fats, which contribute to inflammation, weight gain, and heart disease. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at breaking down these harmful fats, leading to increased cholesterol levels and a greater risk of clogged arteries. For older adults, this means a higher likelihood of heart attacks, strokes, and worsening circulation. What was once an occasional indulgence in youth can turn into a slow, silent threat to longevity. Beyond heart health, fried foods can also wreak havoc on the joints. Chronic inflammation, which is often aggravated by a diet high in fried and processed foods, is a major contributor to arthritis and joint pain. I once knew a woman who had always been active, taking long walks and tending to her garden with ease. But as the years passed, she found herself struggling with stiffness and swelling in her hands and knees. She never thought much about how food could be affecting her body until she cut back on fried foods. Within months, the difference was undeniable. Her mobility improved, her pain lessened, and she regained the ability to move freely, all from a simple change in diet. The good news is that there are healthier ways to enjoy the foods we love. Baking, grilling, or air frying can provide the same satisfying crunch without the harmful effects. Choosing fresh, whole foods over deep-fried options is not just about preventing disease. It is about maintaining strength, independence, and the ability to keep doing the things that bring joy. Aging well is not about deprivation, but about making choices that nourish the body and allow us to live fully in every stage of life. 8. Alcohol. More dangerous than you think. For many, alcohol is more than just a drink. It is a tradition, a way to celebrate milestones, a social ritual that brings people together. A glass of wine with dinner, a cocktail at a gathering, or a cold beer on a warm evening can feel like small pleasures that add richness to life. But as we grow older, the way our bodies process alcohol changes, and what once seemed harmless can become a hidden risk to our health, safety, and well being. As the body ages, it metabolizes alcohol more slowly, meaning that even small amounts can stay in the system longer and have stronger effects. A single drink that once felt light and manageable in younger years can now lead to dizziness, impaired judgment, or unexpected drowsiness. For seniors, this significantly increases the risk of falls, fractures, and dangerous accidents. Many older adults dismiss these changes, believing they can handle alcohol as they always have, until an unexpected fall or a moment of confusion makes them realize otherwise. Beyond the immediate risks, alcohol can also interfere with medications that many seniors rely on to manage chronic conditions. Blood pressure medications, diabetes treatments, pain relievers, and even antidepressants can react unpredictably with alcohol, reducing their effectiveness or causing harmful side effects such as excessive drowsiness, internal bleeding, or rapid heart rate. I once knew a man who took his daily medication faithfully but continued his evening whiskey routine, never realizing that the combination was slowly damaging his liver. By the time his doctor identified the issue, the damage had already been done. Alcohol also affects the brain in ways that can accelerate cognitive decline. Studies have shown that excessive drinking can shrink brain volume, impair memory, and increase the risk of dementia. Many seniors who experience forgetfulness or mood changes never consider that their occasional drinks could be contributing to the problem. This does not mean that enjoying a drink is entirely off limits, but it does mean being more mindful. Moderation is key, and for those who still enjoy an occasional beverage, switching to lower alcohol options or non-alcoholic alternatives can provide the same social enjoyment without the risks. Aging is about adapting to changes in the body with wisdom and care. Protecting one's health does not mean giving up life's joys. It means making choices that ensure those joys can be experienced fully for years to come. Final thoughts. Protecting your health starts in the kitchen. Aging is a journey, one that comes with wisdom, reflection, and a deeper understanding of what truly matters. For many of us, food has always been more than just sustenance. It is connection, comfort, and a way to celebrate life's moments, both big and small. But as the years pass, our bodies change, and what once nourished us without consequence may now pose hidden dangers. The foods we choose can either support our health or quietly work against it, shaping the quality of our days in ways we may not immediately recognize. The truth is, avoiding harmful foods is not about fear or restriction. It is about empowerment. It is about taking control of our well being and making choices that allow us to keep doing the things we love, walking without pain, staying mentally sharp, enjoying time with family without the burden of illness. Every meal is an opportunity to strengthen the body, to protect the heart, to preserve memory, and to ensure that we remain independent for as long as possible. The decisions we make today will determine the strength and vitality we carry into tomorrow. I have known many people who, late in life, made simple changes to their diets and saw remarkable transformations. More energy, less pain, better sleep, a renewed sense of confidence in their health. It is never too late to make those changes. Small adjustments, such as choosing fresh, whole foods over processed ones, being mindful of food safety, and avoiding hidden risks, can make a profound difference. The goal is not perfection, but balance. It is about making choices that nourish rather than harm, that build rather than break down. Our later years should not be defined by limitation, but by possibility. The kitchen is not just a place where meals are prepared, it is where we shape our future. What we put on our plate today will decide how we feel, how we move, and how we live in the years to come. With every bite, we hold the power to protect the life we have built, ensuring that we not only live longer, but live well. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.